Hello, I'm back again. Um, I finished the Waltons. What day is it today? I finished the Waltons on Friday. Um, and honestly, the first few seasons, like six, 1 through 6, I was hooked on it. And it's not a show that I would thought I would really like. Like the House on the Prairie, I watched last year, and that show was good, and there was a lot of good moments, but it was like not a favorite ultimately. But the Waltons, I was fully prepared to put it in like my favorites TV show list, and then 7, 8, and 9 just kind of like ruined the whole magic for me. But I did enjoy it a lot in the beginning. Um, I was actually, there were times where I didn't want to like stop watching because I was so like invested. Um, but my favorite characters were Grandpa Walton. I feel like Will Gear was the heart and soul of that show, and when he died, the quality, everything of the show just kind of died with him. I feel. Um, I also loved Grandma Walton, and Ellen Corby had a stroke toward the end of season 5, so she wasn't in season 6 until the final episode of that season. And Will died after that. Like he was, they got to reunite for that one episode, um, and then Will died between the last season, the season 6, and the first episode of season 7. So that would be the last time Will and Ellen would share the screen together. It was in that episode. Um, and then Ellen was in it in season 7. She could walk, she could talk a little bit, but she wasn't fully functioning like she was before the stroke, obviously. That woman though, she died in 1999, so she just like had a lot of strength. So much strength because she lived a lot longer after that stroke. So amazing. I love her. I loved her as Grandma Walton, and I loved Will as Grandpa Walton. Their chemistry, amazing. Like they were so sweet. They were funny. They brought a lot of humor. They brought a lot of heart. They just were like so special, and they made that show for me. And when Will died, and they killed off Grandpa died on the show. Obviously, where is he gonna go? Um, it was sad. I also liked John and Olivia a lot. I thought in the beginning, again, season 1 through 6, I thought they were solid. I thought they were great. Um, Honestly, towards the end, seasons 8 and 9, I started hating everybody. Like there wasn't a character that I liked toward the end, and that makes me sad because I actually didn't have a problem with anybody. I wasn't the biggest fan of Elizabeth, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Cora Beth, but other than that, I liked everybody else. And then for some reason, they replaced John Boy. Um, Richard Thomas left. There's an episode of season 6 where he leaves, but then he comes back for 2 episodes of season 7, and then he's gone for good. Um, and then they replaced him, and it was weird. It was just like, why did they do that? That would make that just made no sense. And then Michael Lurden, who played Olivia, she left for a bit in season 7, and then she came back for season 8, and then she left again for good. And she didn't like him. She didn't like the changes that were being made. She didn't like the replacing of John Boy, as she shouldn't, because that's weird. Um, so she just was like, I'm done, Basically, like, what happened here? So she was like, I'm going. I can't do this anymore. Um, but yeah, it's just weird. I don't understand why they thought they should replace John Boy with another actor. Or they replace Richard Thomas with another actor. Like that makes no sense at all. Um the other thing is John Ritter was in it, and I knew he was in it. I didn't think he was in it as much as he was. I thought he was only like in it a couple episodes here and there, but he was in it a lot. And I loved seeing him. I love him, and he actually left when Richard Thomas left in season 6, and then he never came back, and then they kept trying to replace him, and I guess it didn't go well because they kept having new ministers come in, but um, yeah, he was great in his role. Um, so overall, I liked it, but it makes me sad because it could have been one of my new favorite shows, and instead it just upset me, and the episodes in season 9 just frustrated me. The acting was really bad toward the end. The chemistry between everybody just seemed off in the end. It was just like, it just they didn't need to do what they did. They should have ended it when Will died. Honestly, that could have been good. Just wrap it up. But what can you do? Okay, so that's it for this. I have one more video and then I'm going to go. So, see you in the next.